In our last video tutorial, we learned the formula to calculate the compound interest and the total amount when interest is compounded annually. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss the formula to calculate the compound interest and the total amount when the interest is compounded semi-annually, that is half yearly. That is, your interest will be calculated over a period of 6 months. That is, your conversion period will occur after every 6 months. Now tell me, what does 6 months mean? 6 months means half year, right? 6 months is equal to half year. You have to remember this. Let's copy this to Lex. So let's take for the first 6 months. For the first 6 months, your principal will be what? P1. Your rate is R% per annum. And your time period is equal to 6 months, which is equal to half year. Okay, now tell me what will be the simple interest for this first year. The formula for simple interest is what? P multiplied by R multiplied by T. That is principal multiplied by rate multiplied by time period. What's the principal? Is P1. What's the rate? Is R by 100. And what's the time period? Is 1 by 2. Now, if you solve it, you will get P1 multiplied by R by 200. Okay, so this is your simple interest or the interest for this first period of 6 months. So tell me, what will be the loan amount at the end of this first 6 months? So your loan amount will be, equal to P1 plus SI1. This P1 is P1, SI1 is P1 multiplied by R by 200. Now this P1 is here and this P1 is here. P1 is common in both these two terms, therefore this can be written as P1 common and 1 plus R by 200. Right? You take P1 common, so in this term you'll have 1 left, plus in this term you'll have R by 200 left. Now this loan amount will act as the principal for the next period of 6 months. For the second period of 6 months, your principal, let's say that principal is P2 and that will be equal to this one, that is P1 1 plus R by 200 and your rate is R% per annum. Time period is equal to 1 by 2 year. If you calculate the simple interest SI2 for this period, that will be equal to P2 multiplied by this R multiplied by half. So what's P2? P2 is P1 and 1 plus R by 200 and multiplied by R by 100 and multiplied by half. So if you write multiplied by half, you can simply write it as R by 200. If you remove this, just to save the space, I'm writing it as R by 200. Okay, so remember, every time we'll write R by 200. R multiplied by 1 by 2 will take as R by 200. Okay, remember. So this is your simple interest for the second period of 6 months. Now tell me, what will be the loan amount? What will be the loan amount at the end of this period of 6 months, that is at the end of second conversion period? For the second conversion period, your loan amount will be P2 plus SI2. What's P2? P2 is P1 and 1 plus R by 200. What's SI2? SI2 is P1 1 plus R by 200 and this R by 200. Now this P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200, and this P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 is common in both these two terms. So this can be written as P1 1 plus R by 200 multiplied by, so if we take this common, so this will be 1 plus R by 200, right? If we take this common from this term, you'll have 1, then plus sign, then you're left with this R by 200. Again, distributivity of multiplication of or addition, right? Now this can be written as what? This can be written as P1 1 plus R by 200 squared, because these two are the same. 1 plus R by 200 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 is squared. Now this is the loan amount for the second conversion period, that is at the end of the second period of 6 months. This loan amount will be the principal for the next period of 6 months. So for the third period of 6 months, your principal will be P3, that will be equal to this P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 squared. Rate is R% per annum, and time period is equal to half year. If we calculate the simple interest for this period, that is simple interest 3, that is P3 is what? P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 squared. Now R by 100 multiplied by half is equal to R by 200. So this is your simple interest for the third period. Now tell me, what will be the loan amount? Your loan amount for this third conversion period will be equal to P3 plus SI3. What's P3? P3 is P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 squared, and plus what's SI3? SI3 is P1 1 plus R by 200 squared multiplied by R by 200. Now again, this P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 squared, and this P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 squared is common in both these two terms. So if you take this as common, you'll get P1 1 plus R by 200 squared, and then so if you take this common, you'll get 1 here, this plus sign, and here you are left with R by 200. Okay, so now tell me, can we write this whole as, this is P1 1 plus R by 200 squared multiplied by 1 plus R by 200. So can we write it as cubed, right? Because 1 plus R by 200 squared multiplied by 1 plus R by 200 means that you'll add the exponents here. So this is the loan amount at the end of the third conversion period, or at the end of third period of 6 months. So there is a pattern. What's the pattern? If you clearly see here, if you notice here, the loan amount that is for the first conversion period is P1 multiplied by 1 plus R by 200. That is, we can assume that here we have actually 1, right? Here for the loan amount for the second conversion period, that is at the end of second period of 6 months, we have this 2. That is, this is for the first period of 6 months, this is for the second period of 6 months, and here the loan amount at the end of third conversion period, or at the end of the third period of 6 months, you have 3. Now this is 3 tells you that the third conversion period, or the third period of 6 months. It means that if someone asks you that what will be the loan amount or the total amount at the end of 6 months, nth 6 months. So in that case, you can simply tell as P1 1 plus r by 200, this power n, which what does n means? N means that the number of 6 months. But this is not a good formula because we always talk in terms of years, right? Here n is what? 6 months. So there is a better formula for this one. Just a little change. Here n is telling you the number of 6 months, the number of periods of 6 months. But if you have to talk in the term of years, then your formula will be P1 multiplied by 1 plus r by 200 raised to power 2 multiplied by n, where n will tell you the year. N will tell you the year, and this whole, that is 2n, will tell you the number of 6 months, the number of 6 months period. Don't get confused, I'm explaining you how. Okay, here, if you know that, if you suppose you have to calculate for 18 months, let's say that someone asks you that, hey, principal is P1, rate is R% per annum, and interest is being compounded semi-annually. You tell us that what will be the total amount at the period at the end of 18 months. So you'll instantly say that 18 months means what? 6 plus 6 plus 6. Okay, 6 plus 6 plus 6. It means that we had three periods of 6 months, right? So we can simply put here, like you can simply put 2n as 3 and you will get the answer. If someone asks you for, let's say for 24 months means what? That is 2 years. In 2 years, you will have 4 6 months periods, right? In the same way, you can calculate for, as many as it is asked for. So, if someone asks you that, tell us for 1.5 year, for 1.5 year, instantly you should think of this formula, that is 2 multiplied by n. This 2, 1, this is what? This is a mixed fraction, and this can be written as 3 by 2 year, right? This can be written as 3 by 2 year. 2 multiplied by 1 plus 1, 2 multiplied by 1 plus 1 divided by 2. That is 3 by 2 year. So if you put 3 by 2 here, because you have been asked for 1 by 2 year, it means that 3 by 2 year. So if you put here 2 multiplied by 3 by 2, so this 2 gets cancelled and you are left with 3. It means that it has again asked for 18 months, right? That is a 3 period of 3 months. This 3 will instantly tell you, and you can put here your value. Suppose it is asked for 2.5 years, 2.5. So this is again mixed fraction. You can write it as 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1 divided by 2. It is 5 by 2 years. So here now you'll have 2 multiplied by 5 divided by 2, right? So this 2 gets cancelled and you are left with 5. That is, this will tell you 5 is the number of periods of 6 months, right? So you'll put 5 here and you'll get the answer. In case you know the number of periods of 6 months, you simply put the value here. Suppose someone asks you for 7 periods of 6 months, put 7 here and you will get the answer. Okay. So this is our formula for the total amount that you'll pay at the end of the nth year. Now the term, let's discuss for compound interest. Compound interest. We know that the formula for compound interest is simple. That is A, that is a total amount, minus principal. If you know how to calculate the total amount, then you can instantly tell the compound interest. The total amount is this much, that is P1. In this case, this is P1, 1 plus R by 200, raised to the power of 2n, and this is minus P1, right? This is the formula. And if we put for this question, you'll get this one. And from here, from here you get P1, take common. If you take common, this is common in both these two terms, then this is 1 plus r by 200 2n minus 1, right? That is the principal given, the rate, and this much. So this will be your formula for compound interest. Again, what's important is to calculate the total amount. If you know, then you can instantly tell the compound interest formula. Okay, another important thing that is important, that is left for discussion is, in some books you'll find this formula written as P1 1 plus r by 2 raised to power 2n. Okay, don't get confused. This is also the same thing as here. So what's the difference actually? Let's say that in question you are given 8%. 8% means what? 8 by 100, right? Now, if you use this formula, this one, you have to simply put 8 here. You have to simply put 8 here and you'll get the answer. If you are using this formula, then you'll have to put r as 8 by 100. When you'll put this r as 8 by 100, you'll get 8 by 200. You'll get the same answer. Where are you getting this 2 from? This 2 you are getting from this t as half air, 1 by 2. Because when we calculated this r by 100 multiplied by 1 by 2 is actually becoming r by 200. That's why you are in every steps you are getting this r by 200, right? So this is the important one, and in our next video tutorial we'll discuss about the formula to calculate the compound interest and the total amount when interest is compounded quarterly.